Let us take an overview of what a threat and what is a vulnerability. A threat is the possibility through which an attacker can attack the system. It is a possibility. A vulnerability is the medium through which the attacker will attack the system. Let me give you an example of an e-commerce portal. A threat for an e-commerce portal would be an adversary, a person who has a malicious intent, is trying to buy a product on someone else's name. Now, that is a threat for an e-commerce portal. What is a vulnerability? Vulnerability can be weak passwords, means the users of that e-commerce portal have kept such a simple password like ABCD, which are so easily guessable that the adversary can actually guess that password, get into the system and do whatever he wants to do. So, what are the general categories of threats? Now, few of the important categories of threats are information disclosure, denial of service and escalation of privileges. Now, let me give you one example of denial of service and how that manifests in the normal e-commerce world. The first flaw in the system I want to actually tell you is the websites that are out there actually give information which they shouldn't. For example, if I try to register a user, say Amol Srivastava@gmail.com, if that user is already present in the website itself says that Amol Srivastava@gmail.com is already as part of that particular system. If I am an adversary, this is information that I am getting. If I want to understand if Amol Srivastava is there or not, I can use this registration module to find out this particular information. The moment I get this information, there is another flaw in most of the system, it is called account lockout. What I have to do as an adversary, I have to just put Amol Srivastava@gmail.com as the username and put password whatever I want to. The once it will tell me, okay, 2 more times you have chances, I will put it again and I will put it again. The moment I put it 3 times, Amol Srivastava's account gets locked out. Means I, who is the victim, who has done nothing, cannot access my Gmail or that particular e-commerce portal because the account has locked out. Now, this is a classic example of denial of service, where adversary just by getting my email address is able to lock out that person and that person is not able to get that service. So, how to protect yourself? Now, if you want to protect yourself, you have to do something called as threat modeling. Threat modeling in a nutshell tells you to understand and evaluate your assets and protect those assets. If I give you a simple example, what I want to do is, if I want to go on a holiday, I will find my assets in my home. What are those assets? Maybe it is cash, jewelry and things like that, and I want to really protect it. I might buy a locker, I might transfer these things to a bank, or I buy a very big lock at my front door. So, through threat modeling, you can identify assets in your system and create a mechanism through which you can protect it. So, what are the other things that can really help in protecting yourself with such attacks? Now, the first and foremost is strong password. People generally put such a weak password, it is so easily guessable that any adversary, it takes minutes to actually get that. Let me give you an example. Most of the administrators that are out there put a password like admin12 shift12. Now, that is an easily guessable password. Any adversary can guess that. The other thing is use HTTPS websites. Now, HTTPS is the protocol which is secure. It is encrypted at the network layer. So, all those sites which are secure by an SSL really helps you not to disclose any information, or really makes the attacker his job really difficult for him. The other thing is, do not download anything illegal on your system. Now, these things are called malwares. The main intent of these viruses or malwares is to get information from your system. One of the great malwares that are out there was MyDoom. Now, what MyDoom did was it infected a lot of systems where it was copying itself on each and every machine, and when it was done, it actually sent requests to Google search engine and other search engines, which made the search engine very sluggish. So, it was infecting all the nodes through its copying mechanism, and it was using CPU and memory, as well as it was sending data or requests from so many machines to Google search engine, making the search engine also very slow. So, to avoid this, there is a surveillance team that is out there, which helps understand these attacks, try to prevent it, and actually do forensic. Now, to give you an example, the surveillance is based on trigger keywords. So, what they are doing is they are scanning your emails, they are scanning your messages, they are scanning your phone calls, and there are particular trigger keywords, for example, bomb or Osama bin Laden. These are trigger keywords through which, if they understand that in your email you have written bomb or maybe nitrous oxide, they will try to dig deeper into your account, try to understand what are you up to. That is how they are trying to protect you from cyber crimes, which are increasing day by day.